Hey everyone, this is Gyan Lakshmi
And this is Sri Lakshmi,
and we are the Lakshmi sisters. We all know that blockchain space is still booming. The technology is not as widely adopted as we'd like it to be, and people in this space are trying to do everything they can to make things easier, like reduce gas fees, like increase the transaction, have more scaling solutions, account abstraction and whatnot to onboard more users. But we still have a huge problem, that's mass adoption, right? And we have chain abstraction here trying to solve that issue, which is what we'll be talking about today.
Cool. So, blockchains are generally very daunting for people who are newly coming into the space, whether they are experienced with other technologies or not, right? It's a bit overwhelming for people to find out that, oh, there are so many different chains, there are so many different tokens, there's layer ones, there's layer twos, there's bridges connecting them, there's just too many terminologies. And then also, where do people start? How do they progress with their journey in the space? These are some of the questions that generally protocols have been having a hard time answering, and everyone is collectively trying to work towards maybe finding an answer for this. Do you think chain abstraction can help?
100%. I think that's why. So I've been following Ilya, the Black Dragon, who's the founder of Near, and he's with his long vision has been trying to work on chain abstraction for quite a while, right? So what chain abstraction means is that as a user, you have one unified account. You don't care about what protocol you're interacting with, what crypto you're interacting with. It's basically one account for all. It's mushing all cryptos, all chains, all application into one account. And as a user, you don't have to worry about multiple things. You can do any interaction with any coin with just one unified account.
That sounds really interesting. That would mean that it's just one account to control everything, right? So I can imagine a simple scenario where I want to go and say, I have $10 in one of my chains, maybe Ethereum, and I want to go and make like $30 in the next 3 months, right? It's ambitious. I do like to make money, but there are a lot of different protocols that are offering different DeFi applications. So I don't want to just be restricted to Ethereum.
Correct.
I just want to give this command to a software and be like, hey, I want to make $30. You do your magic, interact with different chains or wherever is the best application to give this return to me. And I am happy to put my money into that and, give me the returns. And I just deal with Ethereum as my, say, chain of choice,
Correct.
right? So this scenario seems very interesting and very simple for people who just want to come and experience Web3, or even are people who have been in Web3 for a long time. It would make super easy for them. So do you know of any players who are right now working on chain abstraction, and what is their theory?
For sure, like I mentioned, my favorite blockchain, one of my favorite blockchains, which is Near, where I started my journey. They've been working very actively on chain abstraction because one of the major beliefs that they have is like cross-chain functionality, right? Or like cross-chain interaction is the future. You can't work in silos. Everybody has to come together, and we need to like sort of bridge the gap that who is more powerful, which ecosystem is better, where to build. Maybe you can go into a little bit more details on the tech side of things, like how chain abstraction actually works for Near.
Yeah, that's a great question. And I think Near is actually having two features that they are sort of working on in this space. The first one is chain signatures. As the name suggests, you can actually sign on one of the chains, and you can initiate a transaction, or you can make sure that you can access other accounts from different chains just with this signature without having to have the private keys of the different chains, right? And they are doing this using a concept called MPC network.
Yep.
So your multi-party computation, right? Very interesting, and I think this would be a nice feature to have if you think about like, hey, I want to just sign in Near and have my transaction happen in Ethereum, Solana, or something else, right?
Correct.
And the second feature that I have been reading upon, which I keep forgetting, is it intent layers?
It's intent relayer.
Okay, intent relayers. So
And you are the
might have,
tech person here.
yeah, I understand the concept of relayers, but just the intent, I'm not able to place it together. Okay, so the idea of intents in Web3 is that you give a command, right, which is the user comes and says that I want to perform a specific transaction, right? So and your relayers are like your paymasters, where you pay your paymasters can pay on your behalf for that particular chain in different currencies,
Correct.
right? Now combining both of these together, if you want to pay for transactions on other chains, but you just want to interact with one particular chain, you can do that using intent relayers.
Correct.
So you basically, you have one network, one token that you work with. So for example, Near, right? So you pay on the Near chain and you use the Near token, but at the back end, it takes the relayers do their magic. They, for example, if you want to buy an NFT on Ethereum,
Yeah.
you can use your Near token on Near wallet and pay for that. At the back end pays for that on Ethereum, and you are able to get your NFT purchased.
Yeah.
So these are very
So on the
cool
surface
features.
level, on the surface level as a user, you don't really have to worry about the whole cross-chain transaction. That all happens seamlessly in the back using intent relayer. So that's going to be very easy to do all sort of functions in any of the chains, right? So this is something that Near is like working on, and we are yet to see like good results that I'm waiting for. But what are the other, I don't know, chains or SDKs or applications that you are aware of who are working on something similar lines?
Yeah, so I was recently reading up on another article which talks about the cake framework. Not the cake that we eat, which is what I would like to do right now, but the cake framework is the chain abstraction key elements framework. This talks about the different layers that are involved in chain abstraction. As you can think about chain abstraction, think about being able to bring so many protocols, so many tokens together, talking to each other in a seamless way. This cannot just happen at one layer. So there are multiple layers from an application until the actual settlement, right? So you have the solver layer, you have the abstraction layer where you have the account abstraction, and you have all the other different things happening. You have the intents and all of that. And then the applications talk to that layer, and then comes your next layer where you have other different things like solvers that solve the intent and all of that. And then comes your settlement layer, which is what is like most popular. For example, Ethereum as a layer 1 or layer 2s like Starknet. These are all settlement layer. So between the application and the settlement layer, there are other different components that people are building, which the cake framework talks about. It's a very interesting article, and I will definitely link that in our video as well. You can go through that, and then if you have any questions, then we can definitely have a conversation on that.
Yeah, chain abstraction seems to be like one step towards mass adoption. This is something that comes out great and users are able to adopt. Then I think this has the capability to revolutionize the entire industry. And I'm really looking forward to it. It's still a new concept, so we understand you might have a lot of questions and doubts. So please comment down below and let us know if you know of any more applications or people who are working on a similar topic, and we'll happy to cover that as well. That's all for today. Thank you, and please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe our channel.
Yeah, bye.